All right, guys, here we go. Upper body pump, fitness and sport, starting off with 6 sets of 4 on bench press. You can use either 55% of straight weight, or you can use 40 to 45% of bands, or adding bands rather, with what kind of rest ratio are we looking for? About a 1 to 2. You go, 1 or 2 of your partners goes, then you turn around and go again. Or if it takes you 15 seconds, maybe you wait you about 30, 45 seconds and repeat again. Part 2 is going to be a 20, 16, 12, 8, so decreasing by 4 each time. Handstand push-ups, right? Or, and kettlebell, dumbbell snatch, finishing up with cows on a bike, on a rower, on a erg, or you could probably just throw in a 200-meter sprint if you would like as well, depending on what kind of equipment you have, what apparatus you have, right? So on the kettlebell snatches, we're looking for alternating each rep, right? So you're gonna throw it up, boom, boom, back and forth for each of these things. And dumbbell will be like set up neutral grip. Kettlebell's obviously more of a pronated grip. But either way, you're gonna get a good workout in. It's gonna be fun. Resting about a minute between rounds. Part 3, 3 to 4 rounds of 12 rear delt raises. You can do that seated if you would like today. And then I guess you can do it like that any day you want, but today would be a good way to adjust accordingly for the workout. And then 20 banded tricep extensions, right? So why the seated portion? Well, you already did so much standing tricep, shoulder, kind of midline challenging to sit down instead of being bent over again for kind of an extended duration. Might actually back you up a little bit. I didn't write it like that, but it's a good way you can adjust. Power and iron up. Part 1 is 8 sets of triples, right? So here we had a little bit more volume on the actual per iteration, but a little bit less total volume. Over here, what you got is the exact same volume, right? So whether you're going 6x4, you got 24 reps, or you're going 8x3, you got 24 reps. Either way, it's the same volume, but the difference is over here, you're trying to move the bar even a little bit quicker. Over here, you might have a little bit more of a grind to it. So 55 to 60% of straight weight, or 40 to 45% plus band tension, resting appropriate amount of time. Part 2 is 3 to 4 rounds of as many reps as possible, bar muscle ups, but you can sub it out for strict pull-ups, ring muscle ups, or weighted pull-ups. Anything you want that's going to have a strong pull to it. Staying nice and explosive is what we're looking for. After that, rest you about 20 seconds. After your 20-second rest, then you're going to turn around and do as many reps as possible of ring push-ups. And with the ring push-ups, we want our feet to be slightly lower. So here's our feet, here's the rings, drop them down a little bit. Why? Because we're going to specifically point at where the biggest part of the pec is versus kind of the middle of the pec on this. So we're pointing down, squeezing down, and that's naturally going to be a good setup. It's going to help you hypertrophy. Remember that not making every exercise it's kind of poorest leverage and most difficult is going to help you grow. What's going to help you grow hypertrophy ways is to challenge the muscle at an angle that best utilizes the most tissue. And so for this, on these ring push-ups, think less about this being super difficult and more about this being very specific targeted range that we're looking for, squeezing into that. Too easy. And it's very similar to laying on a bench. You lay on a bench and you put a little arch in your chest, right? So that's what we're looking for here too. Part 3, 4 to 5 rounds of starting off, you're going to do 10 JM presses. So set, good to go. After your 10 JM presses, you're going to do as many dumbbell pullovers as possible, which probably won't be a huge number after the JM presses. And one of the things that I always find is even though you're still kind of driving with your lats and your external rotators, it smokes your triceps big time. So I think it's a nice way to kind of put the icing on the cake. Rest 1 minute between rounds like a muscle if you want it. Mobility makers, you need it. TDY, the dumbbells, y'all. 3 times as many reps as possible. Dumbbell bench press. First set, narrow grip, right? Keeping it in close, or you still could put them together and hold the dumbbells together. Second set, standard grip. Third set, wide grip, pulling it out. Not quite the same range of motion, much more challenge leverage-wise. Resting 1 minute between rounds, again, going for as many as you can get while keeping a solid athletic movement like we were talking about yesterday. Part 2, 3 to 4 rounds of as many reps as possible, dumbbell bent over rows, resting 20 seconds, and then as many reps as possible push-ups with a slight decline, the exact same thing we were talking about over here. Resting 1 minute to a minute and a half between rounds. Remember, you can go over to the MHT Daily IG right after this to see what these movement demos look like. Part 3, 4 to 5 rounds of, again, JM presses, dumbbell pullovers. Rest 1 minute between rounds. Plenty of time for lag and muscle if you want it. Shouldn't have to blow your arms up a ton. You got arm assault tomorrow, but either way, work in what you want to work. Got a lot of shoulder work on Friday, so if you do some shoulders, keep it a little bit light. It's gonna get crazy. Hoo-yah, never quit.